Unemployment does things to people. I mean, you have all that free time, and a good person would probably go learn a new skill or pick up a good habit. Maybe, I don't know, something to like improve their lifestyle. I'm unemployed, so I decided to play YouTube games and find out which one was the best one. I didn't know that YouTube had games on the website to even begin with. The way I found out was I was on my YouTube homepage and I found out these things, they call them playables. I mean, they're really just games, but they call them playables. And I was like, oh wow, let's see how many games there are. I clicked more. Only 7 games. Wow, what if I made a video where I played all 7 games and just, you know, found the best game? Originally, I was gonna do tier list, but I was like, who the hell would want to see a tier list of YouTube games? After a little bit more research, I found that there's 127 games. 127 YouTube games. Wow. But you know what? I was committed to this. I had all this free time and, you know what? Fuck it. What's the difference between 127 and 7 games? Only 120 YouTube games. So might as well just play them, all of them, still, and find out which one's the best. So that's exactly what I did. I played all 127 YouTube games to find out which one is the funnest. Why? Just because I felt like it. By definition, YouTube games just means these are games on the YouTube website, so they're just all glorified browser games. I tried not to hold them to a very high standard. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I played a browser game unironically. I always just play PC games.
So here's the deal, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't want to fight them all again, so run.
Okay,
but listen, it's gonna be scary because
so going from like actual PC games to browser games is like a crazy downgrade. Hell yeah, peak gaming. Oh my god, he just got clipped. But I tried not to let it affect my gameplay too much. And so I started my journey of playing all 127 YouTube games. It was agonizing. The first game I found myself playing out of the 127 YouTube games was this game called Parking Jam. And it was fun for probably 2 to 3 minutes, and then it got like insanely boring. If I parked another damn car, I think I might have gone crazy. So I moved on to the next game. Okay, it's a car racing game with upgrades. It's a little bit more different from the last game, but it's okay. Moving on, a farming game where you just seemingly walk around and grab cash the entire time. Boo. Boo. After playing a few more games, I came to a realization that all these games are just really generic. Hill climbing racing light. So you have the brake and then... Ugh. This is the entire game? Oh, hell no, next game. And for a while, that's how my game playing process went of trying out all these games. I mean, I play the game, I get super bored, I realize the game is pretty bad, rinse and repeat, next game. And just like a middle-aged man working a 9 to 5 and barely scraping by, sitting in his lonesome cubicle, I started wondering if there were actually any good games at all. And I mean, at all. It was looking grim, the future was looking bleak, and all these brain rot games were getting to me. But just when I thought all hope was lost, I finally found a game that I considered fun, enjoyable. And let me introduce to you guys one of the games making it to the contenders for the best YouTube games. Decor Life Home Design. This game is breaking boundaries. This game was actually really fun. And I don't know if it was that interior gal coming inside me or if I was like really like just an interior designer at heart. But this game is all about interior designing, laying out decorations and putting out stuff and just decorating like rooms. Genuinely just that. I don't know why, but something in my brain just clicked. I was playing that game for like an actual genuine 30 minutes, not getting bored. So that game is going on the contenders list for best YouTube game. After that though, I had to come back to my grim reality, snap out of it, go play those YouTube games. Now I realize that there's a lot of YouTube games that tend to do like quote unquote multiplayer, and I put that in quotes because most of the time you're going against bots. But then again, I guess it makes sense because there's no way the odds of somebody playing the same YouTube game as me that is quote unquote multiplayer would be doing it at the same time. Probably. You probably have to pay them to play with you. Like, for example, I'm playing this Angry Bird game. Angry Bird Showdown. Okay, I like Angry Birds. And I'm going against this guy named Philip. Who the hell is Philip? Philip is not a real person. There's no way. I know damn well Philip did not upload his profile picture on YouTube. All right. Anyways, I continue playing the amazing YouTube arcade and scouring around, playing for, God, probably hours, trying to find just any sort of good game. I came across Cut the Rope. I used to play this game so much growing up, and I loved it back then, and I love it now. This game is just definitely much more higher quality than some of the other brain rot games you'll find on here. And when I say brain rot games, I genuinely mean the most brain rot games you can think of. Oh, what the shit is this? There was this one ice cream game where this guy told me he wanted ice cream for his ex, and he told me to put poop and cockroaches in it. Who's gonna play this game? What is the target like demographic for this? And you know what? I'll give credit where credit is due. This YouTube library of games has the most brain rot games ever, and it's probably the largest library of brain rot games you can find on the internet. So you know what? If you're like in a funky mood, you want to play some brain rot, go to YouTube Playables. That's where you'll find the biggest cesspool of brain rot, and you'll probably have some fun. I'll be honest, some of these games are so stupid. It's just like, fuck it, why not? Now, at this point of the video, I am roughly 3/4 done with the whole YouTube library, and I've found some pretty decent, solid games that really stand out from the rest. But there is one thing we have to talk about, and I've noticed this striking pattern of games that don't need different versions, but they get different versions. For example, there's this big merge genre of games in there. Let me say, this is the worst thing that has happened to the game industry since the Gollum incident. Okay, Merge Heroes, Merge Master, Merge Pirates, Merge Kingdom. Like, who's playing these Merge games? Like, have they played it so much that, oh, just finished Merge Heroes, just got off Merge Master. Really feeling Merge Pirates for today, my Friday night. With that out of the way though, I have conquered the YouTube library of games. I've done it. Every game has been played, and throughout my journey of playing every single game, I have found 5 games that are super good and really stick out from the rest. Unfortunately, only one of them can be the YouTube playable game. To start off the list, one of the first games I talked about and found in the YouTube playables that I thoroughly enjoyed, Decor Life Home Design. Something about this game, I just love having that freedom of being able to customize rooms to my tastes, and obviously it's very subjective. Maybe you don't like, designing rooms. I do, so this is at the list, and that whole gameplay loop was just really fun for me and really enjoyable, and it's just a calm and chilling experience. I definitely needed that break after a few games in. I thought I was losing brain cells, but this game helped me gain them back. The next good game is Cut the Rope, and man, Cut the Rope is just such an enjoyable experience, and it exactly plays how I remember playing it back then. It's just really fun. It uses your brain, and I couldn't even get past some of these levels. I know the game is made for kids. I might be a moron. No! Damn it, am I a moron? Just in case you haven't played the game before, pretty much you cut the ropes that are attached to the candy in order to feed the little gremlin at the bottom. Optionally, you can get these little stars, and as a completionist, I had to get every single star. I just had to. On to the next game, which is Flappy Dunk. Man, that sounds like Flappy Bird. It pretty much is Flappy Bird, but with the basketball and a hoop, and it's way easier. Basically, you just get the basketball into the hoop, and you increase your score. That is literally the entire game, and it was just very replayable. Throughout the process of getting a higher score each time, you can occasionally unlock these cool cosmetics, I guess, new basketball, new wings or whatever. It's cool. Now this next game on the list is, I felt like a real diamond in the rough. I did not know anything prior to this game finding it. Just like every other game, I clicked on it, tried it, and it was actually a really unique experience. The game is called Magic Cat Academy, and there are actually 3 different versions of this game. They come in, I guess, like a trilogy, and I guess the game was so good, hey, they had the rebound with the 2 and 3. But personally, I found Magic Cat Academy 1 the best. And basically, the premise of the game is you're a wizard cat who has this wand, and occasionally enemies will come at you, and these enemies have like shapes or lines above them. In order to defeat them, you draw the shapes or lines with your wand, and it's that easy. As you progress through the game, the enemies do get tougher with more lines and shapes. That goes on throughout the entire game and the sequels as well. Overall, I think it's a really cool concept, just being a wizard cat and defeating enemies like this. The game is very linear, and there isn't as much replayability as the other games I have listed, but I still found this a really cool experience. This feels like you found like a really small indie game on Steam, and it's just like an actual banger. On to the final game on the list, which is Running Pet. Now, when I first jumped into this game, I was really skeptical. My first impressions were, I assumed it was just gonna play exactly like Subway Surfers. Was I wrong? No, it plays exactly like Subway Surfers. But I think that's where the charm came in for me, because Subway Surfers is such a popular game due to its replayability, and this game does not lose that replayability, that charm that Subway Surfers has. Hey, enough with comparing it with Subway Surfers though, because Subway Surfers is not a YouTube playable, and we're here for YouTube playables. So I'm gonna compare with the other games here. The replayability for this game is off the charts, okay? Now, I know I've thrown out the term replayability a lot describing a bunch of these games, but let's be honest, nobody goes on YouTube games to play for the plot. Basically, the entire game is you're running around, collecting these coins, and dodging these obstacles that you slide, jump, or just completely avoid. The farther you run, the higher your score gets. Throughout the run, you can run into different power-ups, like one that sends you just straight flying into the sky on some jets, or another power-up that just simply doubles the amount of coins that are on the ground. Wow, that is freaking awesome. Now, you can't get skins and unlock them the more you play. There's this thing where you can customize rooms. I don't know what that's about, but now, you know what's crazy is that I actually ran into a game just like this one. It sucked. It was pretty much this, but with the cut the rope monster gremlin little thingy. It was like a little spin-off from the main game, and this was my experience. Wait a minute. This might be peak. I don't know how to play this game. I just got in. It's literally Subway Surfers. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wait, I'm getting to the groove of it. I got it now. I understand it now. But yeah, Running Pet was the last game on the list, and that concludes all the contenders for the YouTube game. Now, all the games were really fun, and I had a lot of fun playing each and every single one of them. I genuinely think that every single one of these games on the list are just leagues better than the other games within the library. I'll tell you what, in case it wasn't clear enough, playing through every single one of these YouTube games was an agonizing experience, but I made it. Would I do it again? Absolutely not. With that out of the way though, it is time to announce the best YouTube game. Every single one of these games were really fun to an extent, and this final game that I think is the best YouTube game is the one I sunk the most time into personally. And the best YouTube game is Running Pet. I could go on and on about why this is the best game in my opinion, but I'm just gonna keep it simple. I just played it so much and I just kept playing it. I love chasing for a higher score, and all the levels get more difficult as you keep going, and I really just love having that challenge. There's just a sense of satisfaction when you're going